moving into our final conversation for today, where we're joined by representatives of Belize Electricity Limited. And they are going to be discussing the activities surrounding their annual Safety and Health Week and their essay competition. We have with us Sheena Garnett, who is the Senior Corporate Communications Officer for B.E.L, and Zane Fitzpatrick, who is a Safety Specialist at B.E.L. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Gavin. Good morning, viewers. Thank you for having us today.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, Belize. Good morning, Gavin. Good morning, Marlene.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate the time, and this is, of course, a pretty exciting week for everybody, being that it is the annual Health and Safety Week. Before we get into the specifics of what's going on, why don't we just give our viewers a little bit of a refresher, and perhaps Zane, you can talk a little bit about, give a little bit of a background of what Health and Safety Week is all about.
Thank you, Gavin. Good morning, Belize again. My name is Zane Fitzpatrick, the Safety Specialist for the company. As Gavin has mentioned, we are celebrating our 20th annual Health, Safety and Health Week, all right, under the theme, embracing the new normal and future, working together, focused and safe, all right. We have celebrated this in the past, where we celebrate safety of our accomplishments during the year, and we continue to promote safety throughout the year. As you guys know, that electricity is serious business, and so safety have to be a part of every single thing that we do. We continue to offer training to our employees, training such as first aid training. Our linemen receive training every year so that they can execute their tasks safely. We offer things such as the first aid training, CPR training, and things of that sort. All right. Since the onset of the pandemic, we also are very vigilant in incorporating these practices to protect our employees, the family, and the community that we serve. Okay, so the Safety Week, in essence, just celebrate the safety that the company has ingrained within them.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned that, because there are quite a few practices that you have within the company itself. I mean, things like hard hats and some of those protection mechanisms are one thing, but it even goes all the way to seat belt use and how you park your cars. So the idea of safety is pervasive in all interactions at the company. Tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, so Marlene, the safety culture is very strong at B.E.L. I mean, it's at the core of everything that we do. Let's look at what the safety culture is. Well, it's a combination of values, attitudes, perceptions and patterns of behaviors that determine our commitment to and the style of B.E.L's health and safety management. I mean, we ensure to provide a safe and healthy workplace in compliance with all relevant legislation requirements and in accordance with leading industry practices and standards, hence the safety hat, the hard hats, or safety boots, the fire retardant shirts that our operational team wear. We're also very passionate about ensuring that our employees live healthy lifestyles and ensure the safety of the public as well. So, you would see throughout the year, we have seasonal safety messages with the public across all platforms: kite safety, Easter safety messages, hurricane safety, rainy season, power line safety messages,
Christmas lights.
Right, Christmas lights. So, likewise, our employees and even the contractors that we work with in the field, we participate in regular training to ensure their safety while conducting these works. So it's at the core of what we do. And, bringing it home to the theme of our Safety Week, as well as what Belize and the entire world is experiencing right now. Since the onset of the pandemic in 2020, we revised our safety, health and environment action plan to include measures that directly relate to mitigating the spread of the COVID-19 virus. What does this include? It includes the establishment of a pandemic plan, which has three main objectives. The first one is to safeguard the health and well-being of employees and their families, maintain the continuity of safe and reliable services to customers and the public, and to help prevent and contain the spread and impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic within Belize. So the plan speaks to employees, it speaks to the continuity of services, and it speaks to our role as a company and the contribution in mitigating the spread of the virus in the entire country. Just to add a little bit more. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask, because I know that a part of your safety plan for COVID is that you've had quite a few people working from home since the start of the pandemic, ensuring safety for employees within the workplace.
Exactly, indeed, and that is a part of our plan. It's a part of our containment measures. So it included at first, and this was from the onset in 2020, to identify all at-risk employees and have them working from home, and that is still present today. We had a migration to a virtual working environment where we actually set up home offices for employees. We would bring their desks to them, purchase chairs, ensure that they're able to operate comfortably and provide the services that our customers need. Staff that would need to report to work we do that on a rotation basis. And if so, only one person per office space is allowed at any extended amount of time. We went as far as retrofitting the restrooms countrywide in all our offices to touchless faucets, soap dispensers, the toilets and urinals, double swinging doors, all to reduce the employee interaction with physical surfaces to help minimize exposures. We have the outdoor customer service for bill payment, and those are they're in the booth, they're isolated in the booth. So these are all part of our plan. Just to touch a little bit more, because Zane can provide more information in his discussion. We also had established a COVID-19 coronavirus preparedness and response team internally that is made up of employees from several departments. Zane and I are board members of that team, and our role is pretty much to provide recommendations and guidance to safeguard the well-being of employees, their families, and the public.
Nice.
So that's one of the things. One other thing is that we also established the role of a COVID-19 safety coordinator that is attached to Zane's department, which is the Safety, Health, and Environment department. And that role is pretty much to oversee and champion all aspects of B.E.L's comprehensive approach to protecting the health and well-being of employees against the impacts of this pandemic.
I love that you call it a culture, and it's very clear from all that you've outlined how detailed your approach is in ensuring employee safety, whether it's for COVID or just in the risks associated with their jobs. But my question is, how do you extend that to the public, knowing that you have physical infrastructure that the public interfaces with, whether it's meters or whether it's lampposts and the very unfortunate incidents where people try to steal electricity from posts or other people? How do you spread the culture beyond the internal workplace?
Well, for us, Marlene, it's about sharing knowledge, giving people or staff, because at the end of the day, this is not just about B.E.L, like you rightly said, it's about everybody. So we equipped our staff with the knowledge that they need to ensure that they are working safely and to manage the public spread. So we, Zane's department and Zane himself went around teaching how to properly use the masks, the N95 and the KN95. We equip our employees with hand sanitizers and disinfectants for their vehicles to ensure that, you know, if they do come in contact with any surface while doing their work, they are able to sanitize and protect themselves as well. The picture there is Zane doing one of his many safety sessions.
Yeah.
So when we interact with the public, as it relates to the customers, we don't have paper bills anymore. We eliminated that. We do billing by SMS now or by email or the B.E.L 24/7 app. So we try to put things in place on our end to ensure that whatever we are doing, we have the safety of the public at heart to ensure that our interaction is as controlled and as manageable as possible.
Right, and as Sheena mentioned, that we send out flyers every so often, the kite flying season, Easter season, during the hurricane and flood, we advise, we send out safety advisory to the public. For example, one of the things that comes to mind when you ask that question is the danger trees. We ask the customers or the larger community we serve to identify trees that may be potentially dangerous during a storm and contact us so that we can help get rid of that tree so it won't pose danger if the storm should hit it and it comes in contact with one of our infrastructure.
So let's bring it back to this year's week and how we're going to celebrate and how B.E.L is celebrating its annual Health and Safety Week. Can you talk about some of the initiatives or what that you're going to do to celebrate health and safety this year?
Right. So we had our virtual opening ceremony yesterday, where we have a bunch of activities that will be lined up throughout the week. We will be speaking to professionals who will talk about items that align with our team, how to cope within the scope of the pandemic, prevent job burnout, things of that sort. What we used to do pre-COVID was invite the primary school students on the last day of our safety week to an open day fair, where they would partake in the activities that the different booths had to offer. Since the COVID, the way that we got the primary school to be a part of to continue to be a part of our safety week was the safety week essay competition, health and safety week essay competition, forgive me. All right, and so this is our second year we are facilitating that competition, and it was quite a success this year again.
Yeah. And so you have the primary school competition and you also have the high school competition. I know that you have the winners of the primary school competition, and they, as we can see on the screen there, they won some fantastic prizes. But I am just so curious, what was the content like when you read over? I mean, how many entries did you get? And what was your reaction to the content that the primary school children submitted?
Right, so we received 169 submissions from primary schools throughout the country. And it was an interesting read. It is interesting to look into the minds of our children. And one of the resounding message that kept coming across all the essays that I read was that they were optimistic. Even though they were not happy, not being in school, not being able to interact with friends, they were very optimistic. Some even took the opportunity to start little businesses. Some were happy to be home, as that gave them the opportunity for their families to be closer.
Yeah, yeah. And you had for standard 4, 5, and 6. What I find interesting, and we have the winners there on screen, congratulations to all of them. But it's also from all over the country, from Pachacan to Key Cocker, Belmopan, Belize City, Orange Walk, You know, is it always the case that you get so many different parts of the country participating in these competitions?
Yes, Marlene, we invite school countrywide, and we want to get as many schools as we possibly can, and hopefully next year will be bigger and better. So
yeah.
we appreciate all the submissions that we receive. Thank you very much, and we want to again take this opportunity to congratulate our winners and the schools.
Yeah. And what was from the winning competitions, winning essays that were selected for 4, 5, and 6? What were some of the strongest messages that gave them the edge?
Some of the strongest messages that we received for the winning was that they, again, were positively optimistic about the outlook at COVID and how they were handling the new normal. Mm-hmm. All right. I must mention that we selected our winners based on a criteria-based rubric system, and so those essays had aligned itself with those criteria. All right. So, for example, how well did the writer of the essay align their essay with the theme, their imagination, and how well they were able to bring that out in the essay.
Okay. And the high school competition, that is still open.
Yes, indeed. It is still open. Mm-hmm. Marlene, Gavin, for us, these essay competitions also serve as a way for us at B.E.L to continue to provide assistance to the communities we serve countrywide. You know, these are challenging times. So through these essay competitions, these students are able to help themselves and also to provide an opportunity for their school to receive, you know, much needed assistance. Prior to the pandemic and, you know, with the onset of the pandemic, we have increased our efforts to provide, you know, we increase our efforts and seek opportunities in communities that we serve to provide assistance where needed, whether it's to customers, to families, to community organizations, you know, as well as in the education, health, human development, and national security sectors countrywide. So yes, the essay competition is just one of another initiatives that we have as a company. Yeah. The high school essay competition is still ongoing. The deadline for submission is this Thursday, September 30th. So with the success of the primary school safety and health week essay competition, we decided to have a competition that would be focused towards high school students. However, it remained in line with our mission and our commitment to continuously seek innovative solutions to modernize the energy services landscape in Belize. Our mission says we deliver safe, reliable and sustainable energy solutions to enhance the quality of life and productivity of enterprise and to support national development. So it is with this in mind that these high school students are being brought into the discussion to provide consumer insight at their respective levels. So, you know, we hope to get some creative concepts around the team, which is pretty much my vision for the future of energy in Belize.
Nice. And you are, I mean, the prizes are fantastic. They were great for the primary school, $3,000 for the winning school, and $1,000 for the winning entry. For the high school, it's a laptop for first, second, and third, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So there it is. It's a laptop and $2,000 for first place and $3,000 for the school. And then second is laptop and $1,000, and third is laptop and $500. You're also giving these prizes out to each form. So there'll be a winner for first, second, third, and fourth?
Correct. There will, in each form, there will be first, second, and third place. So first form, first, second, third place, winners identified, second form, likewise, all the way up to fourth form.
Okay. And for high school students who are used to pushing on a deadline, they have up until September 30th, which is Thursday, to get their entries in.
Indeed, yes, yes. We're inviting all high school students countrywide. Participation is easy. Submit essays between 600 and 800 words, explaining in their own words what their vision for the future of energy is. And these submitted to the email by the deadline, or email is essay@bel.com.bz. It's supposed to be submitted in PDF format, and the other guidelines are on the poster that you have up. And go ahead and submit it and enter for a chance to win some awesome prizes.
Okay.
All right. Are there any final thoughts you'd like to share with our viewers before we close, Sheena?
Sure. We'd just like to thank all the participants for the primary school essay competition. Encourage all high school students to submit their essays, and remind everyone that even though our offices are closed, all of our services remain available. They can message us via WhatsApp. We have individual WhatsApp numbers for the different parts of the country and the keys. Those WhatsApp numbers can be found on our webpage at B.E.L.com.bz. They can call us toll free at 0800-225-2273. Message us on Facebook to see how we would be able to provide assistance. Send us an email. There's so many ways that you are able to reach us and for us to assist with services. And we also remind everyone to remain safe. Stay safe.
Yes.
In this time, it's very important. And I'd just like to say as well, Marlene and Gavin, thank you for having us on the show today. It was a great conversation.
Well, thank you too for letting us know more about the safety culture there at Belize Electricity Limited, and also congratulate our young essay competition winners from the primary school competition, and let the high schoolers know that they still have their chance at least up until Thursday. Thank you once again, and you continue to stay safe as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. And with that, we'll take our break. And when we come back, we got Trending Talks with Gavin coming up in a few. So please